Why is it that the 182 marketing goals that we set over Christmas never seem to actually get off the ground? You know the ones I mean. I mean the ones where you were feeling clear-headed, you'd been away from the office, you had time in creative spaces with interesting artwork and architecture to inspire you, and you came up with this really achievable seeming plan. You followed the SMART framework for your goal setting, and not surprisingly, to me at least, by now in the year, and I'm recording this in March if you're wondering, the vast majority of those things haven't actually happened and don't give any real sign that they're going to happen at all in the foreseeable future. So why is it so? If you listen to that, it was Professor Julius Sumner, but you probably didn't, and I'm the only one. We're going to talk about that. My name is Chris Hargraves. This is Digital Marketing Mastery for Lawyers. You can find it and other fantastic things at knowandlikedandtrusted.com.au. We're talking about marketing goals and why they don't happen. This is a common problem. A lot of people set a lot of goals in the marketing space, whether they happen at strategic retreats or in the quietness of the mornings as you're jotting down your notes in your journal, or over the weekend as you're trying to plan for what's going to happen in the subsequent week. But they don't tend to get off the ground. And the principal reason is that while you are good at setting goals, and while you really basically know the kind of stuff that you have to be getting on with, you don't provide yourself with the systems. You don't provide yourself with the opportunity to get those goals off the ground. And if you have not spent any time at all exploring how to create new habits, then you need to get into that kind of stuff, because that is how your marketing goals are going to be achieved. But more importantly, it's how you are going to snowball your marketing efforts, get better at delivering your marketing deliverables, whether they're blog posts or videos or podcasts or images or social media interactions or whatever. If you want to get faster and if you want to do more of them over time, you need to start mastering this concept of habits. And in order to get among the habits game, you need to understand systems. Because what most of us tend to do with our marketing goals is we go through a strategy process of some kind and we jot down what we want to do and we understand basically why we want to do those things. And then we go, right, I've just got to muscle my way through it for the first little while and then it'll become easier. That's actually not true. What will happen is you will become exhausted and then you will fail. So rather than failing, look at building up a system that you can actually use to start doing things at a regular basis. And I'm just going to share a couple of very simple ideas with you for getting started with this process. So let's say, for example, that you have a desire to do more interactive things on social media, but you just don't seem to get it done. By the time you get into the office, you've had 16 phone calls, 268 emails, and you've got a string of meetings that day, and it doesn't happen. You get to the end of the day, you think, well, today's a write-off. I can't possibly do it. I might as well give up and I'll start tomorrow. And then tomorrow, not too surprisingly, is exactly the same as today. What if you created a system that relied on an existing habit that you had? So let's say you are drinking coffee every morning and you like to relax and read the paper while you're drinking your coffee. What if you created a system whereby while drinking your coffee or immediately after drinking your coffee, if you can't multitask in this particular way, you posted 3 comments on social media? That's it. Connect it to the existing habit. Layer up the thing that you want to be doing towards the goal that you have already set and hook them in to each other. As you do that, you're going to find that it's actually quite easy. But the trick is to dovetail it into something you already do. So drinking coffee is a good one because it's hot sometimes. You've got to put it down. And so you do have that margin to do something else. Perhaps that is going to be your social media time. Perhaps the time you spend, say, at the gym with your headphones in, at the moment you're listening to music that fires you up and helps you get after it and stuff like that. What if you switched that out for something else? What if you gave yourself there an opportunity to listen to a book or a podcast or something that allowed you to learn how to do better content marketing through blogs or articles or whatever? What if you were able to boost your habits in that fashion because part of your goals for this year were to master the idea of getting your law firm blog posts out on a regular basis? Now, that won't help you write them. That will help you, though, in the learning process and the mastery process. What if you did want to write them? How would you go about doing that? What if each day, immediately after getting into the office, you wrote one paragraph towards a blog post? That wouldn't necessarily be too hard. Now, there are many other variations on this, and your particular habits are your own. But the easiest way to start getting your actual marketing stuff done that you have already decided to do but is sitting in the too hard basket for the time being is to hook it into something you definitely do every single day. Do it immediately after, do it during, do it before. Say, I cannot do this thing until I have done this thing. I will do this thing immediately after that thing. So that is one excellent way of doing it. If you're wondering, yes, that is called habit stacking. It has been around for a long time. It is not a new concept, and I did not come up with it. But how else can you do it? The next thing you need to do is make your life easier. In the content marketing space, any barriers that you can remove from the production of your content have to be removed sooner rather than later. If you sit down to a blank screen going, okay, it's time to write my article, but you have literally no idea what you're going to write, you haven't done a strategy for what you're going to produce, you don't know what the headline of your article is, you don't know what your client base is and who you're writing it for, you are going to fail miserably, and you're going to end up writing one of those case notes, and nobody really needs another case note if it's not that interesting. So there's a caveat there. You can do case notes, okay. I'm a little bit hard on case notes, but there's a lot of them around. So what can we do? We can remove the barriers. We can come up with those articles, come up with 12 ideas. What are the 12 most common questions you get in your space that you haven't written articles about before? There, 12, done. Just work your way through the list. A paragraph each day. You're going to have a blog post each week. No problems whatsoever. These are the kinds of things that make your job easier. These are the kinds of things that get your marketing tasks done. And as you do them more and more, you will get faster. They will require less effort and less processing on your part, just like these videos don't require as much now as they used to when I first started doing them. That's how these things work. And as you get less exhausted and less taxed and less tired as you produce them, you will produce more and you will do it easier. And then you can layer in a new thing, or you can layer in more of that thing and get more of it done, whatever your case may be. So this is how we get our marketing plans done. So go and do it. Go and hook something in right now to an existing habit. I like the coffee habit because lots of lawyers drink coffee. If you've got some other habit, use that. What's your morning routine? Even if you don't call it a morning routine, what are the series of the things that you regularly do each morning, which incidentally is a morning routine? What are those things, and how can you hook in something before, after, during those particular tasks that you already do, which is going to propel your marketing efforts forward? Do that, and then come back and tell me how great it was and what a fantastic idea that was. Leave something in the comments about how you're going to do it, and I will see you next time.